Wow, what an event that was. The World Matchplay 2025 has delivered. It's delivered with quality, it's delivered with class. The second biggest ranking event in the world of darts, which means big changes in regards to the rankings, maybe big changes in regards to the best ever leg that's ever been. I like both arguments of this. The Josh Rock game against Luke Littler, was that the greatest leg of darts ever seen because no one missed? Or does the context, the entertainment around the fact that it was the World Championship final when Michael Smith played Michael van Gerwen, do we have the greatest ever leg against the perfect leg? Can there be two different things? Debate away. One thing that can't be debated though is rankings. That's factual information. And we've seen movements go as far down as in the mid-50s. You see Jose de Sousa here in the event a couple of years ago. You'd know that if you're following here on Edgar TV, because I give you all the previews of people who are going to move and drop. He was in it a couple of years ago. His money comes off. Alan Suter, Keane Barry and Matt Campbell all go at one place. De Sousa down 3. Tour card in danger. Kim Hybrecht's also dropping down a couple of places. Ian White and Richard Veenstra, the beneficiaries there. Callum Ridds and Kevin Dukes weren't in the tournament. Vessel Nyman was. Vessel Nyman still not defending any ranking money at the back end of this year, which means he's likely to keep climbing. And one run somewhere on TV will see Vessel Nyman go into the top 32. Raymond van Barnveld could be in a little bit of bother here, now outside the top 32. He'd go at one place because he's in this event, but right now he's in a key predicament and he's in a bit of a situation where the next couple of months are vital for Raymond, because at the moment he's just inside the World Grand Prix and he's just outside the European Championship. 2 events he was in before, £7,500 for going out in the first round, so £15,000 could come off of his rankings. If £15,000 comes off his rankings because he doesn't get in those, that'll see him go down to 240, where you're going to see people like Vessel Nyman, for example, people like Callum Ridds potentially, people below him in the rankings start to jump him and see Barnveld slip away, certainly if he doesn't get that form right. Cameron Menzies, he's got a little bit of leeway as well at the back end of the year where he's not really defending it too much, but do seem to struggle at the moment in regards to where he is in his TV form. That for me is a concern right now. But it's outside the top 16 where we need to be looking at. There's a lot of key players here outside the world's top 16 who getting themselves in a little bit of bother here. Take a look at this list. Key names to pick out here. Joe Cullen, defending £110,000. If he doesn't defend that very well, he will be outside of the top 32 and at the moment missing a lot of the big events at the back end of the year. Same for the likes of Michael Smith. He's defending £124,000. Michael Smith could be outside the top 32 come the end of the year. Could be going into 2026 outside with Joe Cullen and Michael Smith outside the top 32. Crazy, isn't it? Dimitri Vandenberg only defending 49,000, but he's got a big lump coming up. The next sort of 10 months are key for him, and the same for Aspinall. He's only defending 60,000, should be enough that he stays in the top 32, but these are 4 players who could drop out the top 32 next year. Joe Cullen, Nathan Aspinall, Michael Smith, and Dimitri Vandenberg. I bet you wouldn't have predicted that a couple of years ago. If you didn't see that coming, did you see Peter Wright going outside the top 16 as well as these players potentially out the top 32? Big changes in the rankings and £192,000 up for grabs on Peter Wright, which means he could be dropping down to potentially outside the top 32. He's going to defend some of that 192, so he should be in there, but time is a-ticking. £120,000 in European Championship, 25,000 at the Grand Prix, 12,000 just on the one European Tour event. It's destiny right now that Peter Wright drops outside the top 16. Who will be the beneficiary? Mike De Decker potentially. Gian van Veen still barely defending anything. Martin Schindler still waiting for that big run on TV. There's poised and ready to strike behind. Ryan Searle could go on a big run somewhere. Peter Wright could start plummeting down these rankings, maybe as quick as Josh Rock's going up them. He's gone up 6 places due to his run here at the World Matchplay, getting through to the semi-finals. And you know what, when you look at Josh Rock, you look ahead, you look at what he's got to defend, there's not that much coming up, certainly with the level of darts that he's playing right now. Right now, I see Luke Humphries, Luke Littler, 1 and 2, both opposite sides of the draw. Neither of them want Josh Rock. Josh Rock's put himself into that conversation now where he's playing to that level. Quality, the throw's nice, it's fixed, it's all looking good for him. I think Josh Rock is destined to go up higher. And I'm going to do a video Early predictions. We'll see where we are in a few months' time and as we get closer. Right now, going into major season at the back end of this year, who do I think is going to be in the Premier League? And we'll have a little look, see how close we get. Josh Rock, I can give you a spoiler, will be in that prediction for making a Premier League debut. I think he's going to have an exceptional back end of the year. I think he's in the Premier League next year. The majority of people at the top don't really have a lot to defend. By defend, you want a nice even split, around 30% of the money up for grabs. Keep that nice. You don't want 1 year of 80 and 1 of 20 because you're going to be under pressure of the year of 80. That could potentially happen though here to Rob Cross, who has gone up a couple of places up to world number 9. But he's only won £67,000 this year. He's got £226,000 to defend at the back end of the year. 44.8% of his prize money is still to go. So that's a good chunk, where if he doesn't have a good end to the year, he could drop out of the top 16. Certainly play himself into one of those dangerous positions come the back end of, or the start, shall I say, of 2026. But let's concentrate now on the top. Luke Humphries is the world number 1, and he's going to be for a little bit longer. Luke Littler is destined, isn't he, to take him over. I'm going to do a video on this about when I think Luke Littler is going to become world number 1, but I do believe it's going to be before the World Championships. I think he goes into the World Championship world number 1. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see that. That's coming this week. But he's closed the gap in on Luke Humphries. Luke Humphries got 3 majors and the World Championship to defend at the back end of the year. That's where Luke Littler's probably going to take over because he's still not really defending anything. So this is all free for him right now. So everything he wins is going to be closing that gap. He's destined to be world number 1. And I do think it happens before the Worlds. James Wade, though, just missing out on getting inside that top 4. Stephen Bunting holding position in number 4. But James Wade, if he continues like this, you've got to say he's going to not just go in the top 4, but he's also going to be a candidate for the Premier League. Maybe even a candidate for these World Series events. I've loved his interviews this week. I think it's great. He's just so unapologetically himself, wasn't he? It was a brilliant watch. But in regards to the rankings, that's the main thing right now. James Wade, number 5. That is a big step up. Remember a year ago, James Wade nearly missed out on the World Matchplay. Got in by the very last minute. Now, world number 5. Exceptional stuff from the machine. So, really good match play. Possibly one of my favourite ever world match plays. I'm going to say that because it's very recent. So we'll see how this one ages. But for now, guys, Luke Littler, world number 2. Catch you soon.